This is a primary flight feather of a red-tailed hawk. This is a primary flight feather of a barred owl. This is the way a hawk feather sounds when you flap it up and down. You really don't have to do it very hard at all. And if you want to. This is the owl feather. That's the difference between a hawk feather and an owl feather. Tough to hear the owl fly. Owl on my fist held back by Jess is beating a whole lot of wind, not allowed to go anywhere. Sure, you'll hear some flapping. You'll also hear the owl hits her wings against my arm. If I would set her free, she whispered through the air, and it is basically because owl feathers are softer and much more velvety textured than hawk feathers, which are stiffer. Owl feathers are structured differently. Tiny, fine, ragged, comb-like edges along the trailing edge of the primaries, whereas the hawks are perfectly smooth. And the leading edge of the first few of the smallest primaries, that's fringed as well. All these feather properties break up the wind well enough to make them difficult to hear fly. It's a great adaptation for any predator in the world to be silent, but it's better if you hunt at night because your prey animals aren't depending on their eyes to get away as often as they will their other senses, primarily their ears. So owls don't make any noise, they catch a lot more stuff. Owls are so good at catching mice. A pair of owls with babies to feed can bring back 30 mice a night to the nest without too much of a problem. That's the important thing about this. Great horned owl, one of the largest, most powerful owls in North America. Big female that tall, up to a 5-foot wingspan, can weigh 4 pounds when she's born size again. Little white ball of fluff, one day old this big. She's growing from this size on her first day to that size with up to a 5-foot wingspan in about 8 weeks. I know how much food babies pack her away. Say the parent owls are stuck feeding 3 or 4 of these baby eating machines all at the same time. They have to be outstanding predators. This next bird is one of the most exasperating program birds I've ever worked with. Whenever I bring out an owl, everybody wants to look at the owl's face. First thing she usually does is turn her head away from you so you can't see it. So I tend to do a lot of spinning around when I might be talking to the curtain just so you can see her face a lot of the time. That's why I'm doing it. Secondly, she will threaten me inside the box. Since I'm mic'd, you'll be able to hear it quite well. She'll first let out a and then she will start clacking her beak as a threat. Third, she has to fly from me at least once. If she doesn't do it coming right out of the box, she will do it within the first 2 minutes of me speaking to you, in which case I have to keep spinning in circles until she gradually gets herself back up on the glove again. And there's one more annoying thing that I'm trying to think of that she might do. I don't know, it'll come to me later. Oh, I know. She's really frustrating to take a picture of. As soon as you're ready to snap your picture, inevitably she'll turn her head the other way, so you'll probably get a lot of back out pictures too. So it's not only me that you'll be exasperating this afternoon. This is Elvira. Elvira, oh, she's panting right now, so she'll do that a lot. Elvira is called the great horned owl. She's called the great horned owl because of these tufts of feathers right here, resembling horns. They're actually structures called plumicords, and they serve as a visual signal to other owls. So if Elvira is extremely upset, they'll be straight up into the air. If she's relaxed or subdued, she tucks them back to the top of her head. Owls are always blacks and whites and browns and grays and tans. They're never brightly colored. They are built for camouflage. Most owls resemble tree bark because it's to their great advantage to disappear during the day. Why they are harassed every single day by crows and by songbirds. Crows and songbirds see owls, they won't leave them alone. They mob them, they dive bomb them, they peck them. They want to chase the owl away. They want the owl to be around come nightfall when the owl's a super threat. The owl wants to rest during the day. What's she going to do? Perch next to a tree trunk, elongate her body, close these huge eyes into tiny slits, take a plumicorn, stick them straight up in the air, blend right into the bark to disappear. So, find the owl in the picture, and as soon as you find him, notice notice his behavior. Notice that his eyes are closed. Notice that his plumicorns are sticking straight up, and realize how very difficult it might be to notice this bird as long as he remains motionless. I know the people in the back probably can't see. The people up front might be able to. A friend of mine took this picture in the woods. Then he got closer. And he took it from a slightly different direction. And now you can see a screech owl sitting in the hole in the tree. Flip it back. A little bit tougher. But so much for her plumage, you're much too busy staring at her face instead. Owls don't look like other birds. Most birds have narrow heads with eyes on either side of their head. Owls look like you do, big, flat, push-filled faces. Two eyes facing forward, same direction, same plane. Look at the size of her eyes compared to the size of her head, because here's a bird that actually has eyes larger than yours, yet her head is so much smaller than yours. If you think she's got a big head, it's not nearly as large as it looks, because Elvira is fluff, she's feathers in air. She's a big bird in a puffy down jacket weighing about 3 3/4 pounds. Body up to her neck is only 9 inches long. Skull underneath all these fluffy feathers happens to be a little bit larger than a golf ball, a little bit smaller than a tennis ball. So pop your eyes out of your head and stuff them inside one of these. Room left over, squeeze your brain again. Because Elvira's eye is larger than the size of her entire brain. Owls aren't wise at all, yet they're so very successful. They're found in every continent of the world except for Antarctica, not because they're Einstein. Getting back to your own eyes, we have round spherical eyes. They rotate in our sockets very easily. An owl has what's called a tubular eye, and it is shaped like a doorknob or a bell lying on its side. And all you see is the colored part. You see the top of the bell only. You don't see the tube that goes in the head, which is actually surrounded by a ring of bone to hold it in place. And surely, you don't see the largest part of the eye itself, which is a big flare which fills out that back cavity. If your eye was shaped this way, bound by bone, you wouldn't be able to move it. What does she do? She moves her head, and she moves her head a whole lot better than you move yours. So if Elvira wants to look at the exit, she can do so over her right shoulder, totally behind her, all the way around, and then over her left. Because in one direction, she swings 270 degrees, which is just 5 degrees less than 3/4 of the way around. So if we rounded up to 3/4, now she can go 3/4 of the way back, past that point, go 3/4 of the way around the other way. So from absolute stretch to stretch, you are looking at a bird who can rotate her head almost 1.5 times around. What can we do? Not even half the time from there to there. And the reason she does so much better than you do, she's got 7 extra vertebrae in her neck. It gives her first a longer neck, it gives her second more pieces of fur. Those two things give you flexibility. If you've ever seen a gold chain where all the links are in the chain shaped like S's, just like that, chain flexes along the curvature of the links, that's the way a bird neck is structured. Bird neck vertebrae articulate on the curve. Humans are flat like building blocks, and I wasn't kidding when I told you her body's only 9 inches long. These 3 big bones meet in your chest. Things that pop you can grab. They're called clavicles or collarbones, center bone. Biceps your rib cage, called the sternum. Sternum meets the clavicles, and this deep-notch depression, indentation that you can feel at the top of your chest. This is where your chest ends. This is where your neck begins. This is where it is on me. The tip of my sternum is right there. The tip of Elvira's sternum is down there. Everything above my finger is her neck and her head. Everything below my finger is her chest and her body, but her neck starts there. Thumb and forefinger can touch behind her head. She has no trouble moving her head when I do that. And she can do one other thing which might interest you. If she decides to look at you, it doesn't really matter what I do to her body, because she's capable of keeping her head fixed in space wherever she wants it to be, regardless of her body motion. So it could be a windy day. Trees going back and forth, Al's body is swinging back and forth, and Al's head is totally fixed, not moving at all. About late at night in the dark, you will lose 2 things. First thing, color vision without artificial light. To us at night, everything looks great.